Hey everyone, so I just decided to do a fall tutorial for you guys. I thought this would be great for a back to school look for you guys that want a little bit more dramatic of an eye. I just did some light blush, light nude lips, and then a little bit more of a bronzier, more intense eye, but still nothing that wouldn't be school appropriate, nothing too much. So I hope you guys really enjoy this tutorial. Hey everyone, so as you might be able to tell, I already have my face makeup done. Just didn't want you guys to have to sit through that. I'm also trying out the Benefit Hello Flawless Oxygen Wow Foundation, so that's what I'm wearing on my face. So let's start out with eyebrows first. I'm just going to be taking my MAC 204 little eyebrow comb and just swooping that through my eyebrows to make sure they're all combed out and ready to be filled in. This step's kind of unnecessary, but I just choose to do it. Next, I'm going to be taking my MAC eyebrow pencil in Fling. And I'm just going to be outlining the top and bottom of my brows here, if you guys can see that. I'm just going to be outlining the top and bottom instead of filling it in. Because I find that when I fill them in all with pencil, it gives them kind of more of a too bold of a look, I guess. But I am going for much of a bold look with this look, I guess. You're definitely going to want your eyebrows a bit bolder just because I think that it looks better with the look. But you can do your eyebrows however you want them, obviously. I just found that this looks the best with this look. Next, I'm just going to be taking the Smashbox 12 angled brow brush. The reason I'm not closing in up on the numbers on this is because you can't really see them on my Smashbox brushes. And then with this brush, I'm going to be taking the MAC Eyeshadow in Omega to fill in the rest of my brows. Really just use whatever brow combination is the best for you. This is just the one I found works best for me. So just do whatever you're feeling is good on your brows. Okay, now that your eyebrows have been completed to frame your face there, we can start in at the eyes. So first off, I'm just going to be taking some eyeshadow primer. I'm just going to be using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, but you really can use any type of eye primer you prefer. Once again, it's really just personal preference. I really like this one. You can purchase it at Sephora or UrbanDecay.com. Just an awesome product. But I know that NYX makes a great one, and so does Too Faced makes a decent one as well. I'm just making a little frown face because I got some in my eyebrow. Now, I find with the Urban Decay one, I really do have to apply it a bit more than I would with a normal eye primer. So make sure you're really covering all of your eyelid, really. Just apply as much primer as needed. Don't worry about using too much. And see, I got more in my eyebrow. I just cannot do primer, obviously. So next, I'm going to be taking my MAC palette, and I'm going to be grabbing a MAC 239 brush. And on this brush, I'm just going to be grabbing a little bit of Naked Lunch. It's really just a pinky champagne color. It looks beautiful all across the eye. So after packing a little bit of that on there, I'm just going to put this on the inner 2/3 of my eye. And now I'm just repeating the same on the other eye. Now, don't worry about being exactly precise on the 2/3 of the eye. Just make sure that you're getting as close to that as possible. You don't need it all over the lid, but you don't need it like around the halfway mark will do. So now I'm just going back in with the MAC 239, the exact same brush, and I'm going to be grabbing some of Sidecar from the Naked palette from Urban Decay. Now, after loading some of this on my brush, I'm just going to apply this to the outer third of the eye, just to give the eye a bit more dimension and kind of round off the look. I find that this is just the best way to do it. Sidecar is kind of like a light bronze, dark champagne. That's how I like describing it. I can't really think of a better word or better way to put it. It's just a gorgeous color. If anyone has the Naked palette, they'll definitely know what I'm talking about. So next I'm just going to be grabbing the Smashbox Fluffy Crease Brush that I can never remember the number of, and I'm just going to be using a bit of this on my MAC palette once again, and we're going to be grabbing some soft brown. It's a great gentle crease color. That's the best way I can put it as well. It's just a beautiful light kind of golden brown, and it's great to put in that crease. Also great to blend out darker colors, but right now we're just going to use it as a crease color. I tried to show you guys here that you really do need to tap some of the excess off, especially if you have fairer skin, but it didn't really work out so well, so make sure you're tapping some of the excess off if you grab a bit too much on your brush. Now we're just going to be sweeping this through the crease in a very normal window washer motion. Just keep blending and popping that in the crease really till you think that it looks good enough. This is really a look about personal preference. Of course, I have pretty light skin, so I'm using a lot less than someone who with darker skin would, and it's also going to look a lot darker on me than it would with someone with darker skin. So now that we've got some definition in the crease, we're just going to be grabbing our Naked palette again with a color called Dark Horse. It's really just a dark burnt bronze. That's the best way to put it. And I'm going to be grabbing my Stila 33B brush. I tried to show you guys the numbers there, but it really didn't show up. But it's really just a large pencil brush. It's very comparable to the MAC 219. Any large pencil brush or more dense, smaller crease brush will work. And we're just going to be grabbing some of Dark Horse and popping this in the outer V. If you can see this, this is what's called the outer V, where you just kind of drag it into the corner of the crease and then back into down to the lashes. Kind of makes a sideways V shape. It's a very nice way to enhance a look and just darken it up a bit. Now don't worry about making this too nice and blended while you're trying to do this step. You can blend out later. Just make sure you're getting the color on there and where it needs to go. Next, we're just going to go grab our fluffy crease brush again. This is just my Smashbox one. And we're just going to blend out that brown. You're just going to keep going until it's all blended in. This is pretty straightforward until there's no lines left and it kind of just all looks like one eye look, I guess. Instead of two separate lines for colors, you're just going to want to blend it until it's all one. And my hand's moving so fast, I'm going out of focus. So first we're going to be going back with our Smashbox 12 brush, which is just an angled little brush. And we're going to take some of Sketch from MAC, which is just a dark plummy purple. It's kind of in the brown family, kind of not. I just found that this was a nice color because it reminded me of the red leaves. But you can definitely use something more neutral if that's what you're going for. But this really isn't that unwearable. Now we're just going to put this on the outer half of the lower lash line. Make sure you're not getting it too much in the waterline because we are planning on putting something else there, but just try and keep it where it needs to be as much as you can. If not, it will be cleaned up. Don't worry about it. So as you can see, it is a pretty wearable look with the sketchy purple. Well, it is a sketchy purple, but with Sketch, it really is a very wearable look. It just gives it a little something different. And I know it looks a bit weird now, but just believe me for a second that it will look good later on. So next you're just going to want to take the thinnest eyeliner brush you can find. The one I could find was the Smashbox 21 angled liner brush. I just found that this one was really great and thin to do this with, but any really thin brush will work. Now I'm going back to my Urban Decay Naked palette, and I'm going to take a bit of Half Baked, which is just a really true light gold. And I'm going to be putting this on the inner half of my eye. Well, of my lower lash line, sorry. And you don't worry about blending it too much into Sketch. It doesn't really matter that much. Just try and get a kind of gradient going in the center of your eye. That just kind of gives it a little bit more of an edge to your look. So now we're done with eyeshadows for the most part, so let's move on to eyeliner. So my eyeliners of choice are MAC's Kohl Power Eyeliner in Feline for the black that I'm going to be using. And then the white I'm going to be using is the MAC Eye Kohl in Fascinating. Really, any two black and white eyeliners will work, but these two are just my favorites of the moment, so these are the ones I'm going to be using. It really doesn't matter. Just use whatever ones are your preference, but these are the ones I'm recommending. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put a medium to kind of thinner line on the top lash line, just enough to enhance the lashes, but not to give you too of an overdramatic look. You just want something that's really going to enhance the lashes and kind of be a little bit noticeable to balance out the look. And now you're going to want to take Fascinating or your white eyeliner and just pop this in the waterline. This is just the very inner rim of your lower eye. Now, I want to really stress the point that when you're using white or nude eyeliner, you're really going to want to clean it off between uses, especially if you already have something going on your lower lash line, just to make sure that you're not muddying up the white and its effect. A nude can also look really good in here if you're any shade darker of skin than I am, but seeing as I am fairly fair, I can get away with it. But on a lot of people, nude happens to look better, so you might want to use nude if you know that that looks better on yourself. I know the NYX Wonder Pencil is a great option for that. So now we're just going to move on to our final two steps of highlighting. I like to leave this to last because it just is easier because it kind of finishes off the look. I'm just going to be going in with my fluffy brush again, and we're going to be using MAC's Brule. This is a great matte nude ivory. It's an awesome blending / highlight color. I'm in love with it. And we're just going to pop this right under the brow bone, kind of blending out the crease color and kind of highlighting the brow all in one step. Now next we're going to be going back in with our 33B brush or our large pencil brush that we used earlier in the look. I have been cleaning these brushes in between, by the way, and we're just going to be using a little bit of MAC Shroom as an inner corner highlight. This is a little bit of a sparkly off-white, and I found that this is a great color to use on the inner corners. Just brightens up the eye. Now, if you were looking for more of a cream highlight, the NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Milk would work incredible too. Or even if you wanted, you could drag your white eyeliner pencil in the center of your eye and then blend it out. But either or works. And I just popped some on my Cupid's bow as well while I was at it because I really like highlighting there. So now the eyes are primarily done. All that's left is mascara. So I just grabbed my eyelash curler and my mascara of the moment, which is the Maybelline, the Falsies, waterproof. You can really use any mascara that you want. It's not really a thing. This is just the one I'm using at the moment. So first you got to curl your lashes just as usual. You know, if you don't curl your lashes, I would extremely recommend it. It can change your look just by doing that. So make sure you're curling those lashes, girl. Do it. Do it, please. For all of us. And then just apply your favorite mascara. I only used one coat and got it all over my eyelid, by the way. Just I'll point that out myself before someone points it out in the comments. But I just used one coat to make this look a little bit more wearable and less dramatic for daytime. Now we're all done with the eyes, which lets us move on to face, as I'm demonstrating. So first we're going to use the Stila 24A flat fluffy brush. I find that this is great for doing a light contour. And we're just going to use the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder in Sunny. And we're just going to do a very, very light contour. We're going to do the 3E effect. If you haven't heard of that before, it just gives you a great overall bronze. And it also kind of gives you a light contour without doing anything too defined or over dramatic for daytime. I like doing it twice just to get rid of some of my face fat, but you can just do it once, you know, as the average person. But I like really taking a large fluffy brush and blending it out afterward just to make sure that there aren't any harsh lines left on my face. Next, I'm just going to be taking my Eco Tools blush brush and a little bit of MAC's Well Dressed blush. This is a beautiful, beautiful light pink with just some iridescent shimmer that you can barely even see, and it's just gorgeous. This is beautiful to go along with more of an extreme eye look, so that's why I chose it. But you really can wear any blush. This is just the one I thought looked best with the look. So now let's move on to lips, girl. So I've already put on some EOS lip balm just to hydrate my lips. I would definitely recommend doing that. Either that or some lip primer just to make sure that your lips are hydrated. So now I'm going to move on to a nude lip combo, my favorite of the moment, which includes Angel Lipstick from MAC. It's just a beautiful pinky nude. So I'm just going to be applying that on my lips, just as, you know, the average person would. And then over it, I'm going to be using MAC's Underage Lipglass. This is just a beautiful peachy nude. It's gorgeous on just about everyone. So there you go. So that's my finished fall leaves inspired tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Welcome back, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial, and I will see you guys next time. What do you think?